Go ahead, share your screen. I want to have a nice recording. Go ahead, share your screen now.
Partage
My
l'écran.
screen? Ouais, c'est fait,
Yes.
non? C'est fait.
Non, non, on voit pas.
Ah bon?
Faut aller sur Zoom, là, partage écran.
Oui, c'est dessus que je suis écran partagé. C'est déjà marqué écran partagé.
Non, on voit pas. Il faut le prendre.
Ok. C'est bon, c'est fait.
Voilà. OK.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. See, I'm going to the place where the machine learning is, you know, under the sea. And let me ask you for permission again. Give me a sharing. Very good, thank you. Now I'm going to go to the C drive. You see, you have the ins where we install everything. And we have the projects. That's where we put everything. And the projects we're working on is machine learning. That's what we did last time. This is this semester. I'm going to machine learning. I'm going to change. I'm going to change this project. But in order not to lose anything, sorry, I'm gonna put a underscore just for backup. In fact, this one we don't really need. I don't use it. I can really delete it. And I'm going to the internet, okay?
Non, non.
Sorry. I'm gonna go to the GitHub, which is really everybody can use it. I write my name Amos. I can download for my GitHub, you see, machine learning. This is where I have really everything. I can download the code if I'm going to download it and save it as a download zip. Okay. Actually, the time has a lot of stuff in it. Still, it's not that big. By the way, Draman, did the run finished? Did you look at it after it ran? Okay, it's finished downloading. I'm going to go in directory. Then here it is, my zip file. Okay, this is my zip file. And I can do right click. I can do right click and unzip it. How do you do unzip? Which one of them?
Yes.
Can
No,
you
no.
go ahead? Yeah, click on unzip. Very good. So it should open it up here. Do you see it, by the way? Yeah. Can
Hi,
you go?
everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
So do you see where it is? Hold a second. Bear with me a second. Bear with me. The best way is to do unzip into which one is this one? Yeah, I think I need this one. Okay, and bear with me a second. We will unzip. You will, sorry. Okay, bear with me a second. Let's see. This is the date. You will tell me this is the one we just got. But where does it unzip it? Here we go. Here it is. I found it.
Engineering master.
Yeah, yes, yes, I got it. Thank you. I opened it up. And the one we really want to take is this one. Let's see what this one is. Should be. And why do I have to? Maybe you opened it twice. Never mind. This is only the one that I want to take. You see, this is relatively new that I did. I'm going to right click on it and copy. Copio, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now let's go back to the place where the programming. That's good exercise for you guys to remind you. Under the INVs, we put everything, and we have the projects. Okay, under the projects, we have machine learning. This is what you had. I didn't delete it. I didn't touch it intentionally. So I'm just putting this one here. This way, you're really getting a new color. Is that right? That's paste color. Color
Yes,
is
cool.
paste. Is that right? Yeah. Good. Now we have already a new version with the old stuff that I put. This is a beautiful, see how simple it is. Okay. Now I have like a new program, really. You can think about it this way. Let's open the pie chart now. So that was stage number one. Draman, you have written it, is that right? Go ahead and open the pie chart. So, Gay, how are you?
Fine.
I missed you, you know that. I have a lot to talk to you. You have no idea what I did in Uganda. I talked to Draman a little bit. Okay. Very good. See, this is really beautiful. You can know this is the way you can download the whole new application, by the way. And then close everything. I'll close this one. I'll close everything. Just more. Okay. Stage number one, that now that we have this one installed, okay, you one thing to ask yourself is this is using a database, is this is using internal database, and I usually do this is excellent review for you, okay, as I do that, okay. Right to the setting, usually a good design, and that's the why I did it here. You have a base and you have for development, and that's when you upload it to the internet. You use what known as production. In the development, usually where you put which kind of a database you put it in. So stage number two, after you put a new project, like I open a new project, look at the database. There should be a segment for database. And we do use Postgres. This is really a very good database. And we're using a database called machine learning. So we would like to open, if you remember, we used PG admin. Remember? How do I open let's say, this is window, isn't it? So how do I search for PG admin? I don't need this one anymore, and I don't need this one anymore. But there should be a search. Which windows is there? So what is the PG admin?
Click on the icon of Windows.
Yeah, go ahead. Open the PG admin if you could, please. I think it's on, yeah, it's a little bit on the left. I didn't see it. Thank you. Just type PG admin, it will come up automatically. It should, yeah, here it is. Click on it. Beautiful. Good, very good. Remember, honestly, this is one of the best databases out there. I preparing now a course really for different purposes, really on geographical areas, how you mark areas around the world. And this is really beautiful, and that's all for free. Amazing. Amazing what the world is turning into. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It has another element you can put on top of it. You can install it called GeoGrasp, and that one adding another functionality for measuring distances between points in the world and all of that beautiful stuff, amazing stuff. People are doing really beautiful work around the world, which is impressive. Very happy that, okay, but it takes a little time, a minute. This is a good review for you guys. How do I create a database? Okay, remember we
Yes.
did it in last semester. We didn't play with it much this semester. I think we call it SQL1.
SQL1 plus.
I didn't type. Go ahead and click OK. Okay, and this one is this is saving. Yeah, take that one away. Come on. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Let's look at the server. If you remember there's two plays app, what happened? They didn't like me.
Yes.
I will just set passport. Come on. Very, very slow. Okay. And I don't know what the data, if that, let me just make sure we type in here the right one. SQL1 EASS, and we're gonna click OK. And hopefully it won't bother us anymore. You see, we did it last time, we called it ML, and I'm gonna do a new one and a user and a new database. So stage number 2, and when we're getting a new project is a review. We create, first of all, a user. I always like for development, okay? For production is a whole different story. But when I do development, I always do the same name so I don't get confused. I create a new user, okay? A new user, I will call it machine learning. So very simple, very easy to remember for me, so I don't, okay? After I type the user, I go to definitions. That's the name of the user going to be. For some reason, it doesn't like me. He doesn't take the response for my mouse. Yeah, here we go. Okay. A password, I always put the same things. Let's remove that one. This is annoying. This is very annoying, the new stuff of, okay. The password, I always put the same thing so I don't forget, as you saw. And then I go to privileges. And privileges, I always give it everything because I'm going to use that user for everything. So I won't have any problem. That was stage number 2. And okay, we created a user called machine learning. Next, we're creating a new database. The new database. And in here, I'm going to call the database the same name. And I'm going to use the owner to be the one I just created, the second of machine learning. So the user is machine learning, and I'm giving him permissions to do anything on this database. So I won't have any limitation, no problem. I go to definitions. One thing is very important, and that's the last one. Make sure the collation is 1252. This is allow you to use all languages, okay? That's the only things you need to think about, and you are done. Now, when you click save, you have a database ready on your computer nicely. Okay, it should save it, takes a little time. Beautiful, we're done really. Okay, we go back to the pie chart. You will notice in the pie chart, we define the connections to that database. I'm going to use the Postgres engine that is going to be helping me to connect to it. I'm going to connect to the database called machine learning, and the user connecting to it is machine learning with a password machine learning. This way, I'm done. Host means it's already on my machine. Local host is on my machine. By the way, you can put it on a totally different computer around the world. It will connect nicely. And that's what we do in production. Okay? Port is 5432. It's the default for Postgres. We're done with installing setting up the database connections. Everything is beautiful. Now that we have the database, stage number 3. I hope you're writing it down, guys. I'm going to close this one. And now what we're going to do is migration. So I'm going to do Python.
Make migration.
Here we go. How to say? I will write it. Python.
Python
I will write it. Python.
.py.
.py. And we want to do migration because there are tables that I created for you and you're going to use them. For example, if you look at the application, I added some tables. And when I write migrate, it will do everything, okay, in a second. But you know what? Sorry, my mistake. Before that, one more thing. Stage number 3. I think that one we wrote it down. It's pip. We're going to do pip install -r. We already installed really requirement. If you remember, we have this file. We have this file with all the packages you need. And we installed all of those, by the way. We did install all of those, okay? We did install all of them. I just double checked to make sure that I didn't forget anything. So it's on it. Just the connection is very bad. The internet is very bad and the computer is slow. So it takes, the response is very slow, but it's okay. It's gonna run. Make sure that all the packages are installed. Okay, so that number 3, you see all of the stuff already.
Hello, doctor.
You know, there's only one library, by the way, we didn't install last time, which is connected.
Hello, doctor.
Okay, beautiful. Everything is beautiful.
Hello,
By the way,
doctor.
I'm telling you this, but I don't really care about it. And now we should go and can everybody please just close the microphone so we don't
Hello, doctor.
And now I'm going to go to Python. And now I will do Python. That's stage. See, the first one we downloaded the package. Then we did the database. We updated all the packages. And now we're going to do migration. So I will do that number 4, Python. Page.py, okay, and then migrate. You don't really have to make migrations because it's already done before. So migrate would be good. It would create. Now it's creating the tables in the database we just made. Okay. Now you see that everything working fine. Okay, see, it's creating all the tables. This is beautiful. Okay. Everything is working perfect. That's stage number 4. Creating the table in the database using migrate. Now that the migrate have gone through, then can you please close. Push here there, guys.
Hello, doctor.
I don't know, someone is.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, go
I have a
ahead.
question.
Sure, sure.
Okay. I'd like to know if we can install all these packages, all the requirements before creating the database.
See, yes, you can, because think about it. When we did the pip install at the requirement, it's only updating the environment of Python. So all the packages that you will need. Draman, please close your microphone. I really appreciate that. Let me just, because it's really annoying. Yeah, okay. See, this is a very good question. When we do the pip install, see the previous one, let me go back. This is a very good question because this is really good for understanding. See, this one, the first one we did, we ask him, check the environment I'm working on Python, make sure I have all the packages of Python. All of those are really packages of Python. Django is written in Python. So this command, making sure that we have all the packages in Python. Okay, that's a very good question. Now, after I made the packages all up to date, see, I have everything. In fact, it's checking. Most of them we already installed. The only one that we didn't install last time, we didn't need it, and we do need it now. It is the one for connecting to the database. So it's downloading and updating, and that's it. It's a very small file. And my environment is perfect. Now, when I'm running this one, I'm really updating the database, telling him, you know, go into this program that I just downloaded from the internet.
Yeah.
Make sure all the tables that I need here are inside the database. Please create it.
Okay.
So he did. So he's running this one. He's creating all those stuff. He's creating tables. So the database now is also ready.
Okay.
So we have all the packages on Python. We have everything on the database. Now I can run a command. This is a command of Django, which is Python, really. You can think about, always when I say Django, it's really Python. And I say
Create super user.
Exactly, super user. What does it really do? Remind you, it's going to create a new row in the table called users. Here it created the table users. This one is making a record in the user database. So when I click at it, it's just helping me out to add that row into the database. Okay?
Okay.
This is beautiful. It really is. It's a piece of art, honestly. So I always use like admin.
Okay.
Okay, I always use admin for development, so I won't forget. This is really only on your computer. Nobody cares. On the internet, of course, I put something totally different. And admin, it will ask me for the email. Why don't you go ahead and put your email? Very good, enter. And I always just a habit for many years now. I always use SQL1 PASS. Don't do it, I'm doing it. And I do enter and do it again, SQL1 PASS. Just, that's why I never forget. And that's for development and student many times forget. Beautiful. What it did, it added a user. Now I can really, everything is already ready because this application already has tested and all of that. I'm going to run it like we always run. Okay. We're going to run server. Now we can run, because we have a user already there, run server, and there is only one user really. I'm going to hit enter, and it will run the server. Okay, in fact, we're done. That was the last stage we needed. And the program is running. I will click here. And you will see I did some addition. I prepared. Here we go. Now I need to log in. Now I can log in as the admin. The one that we used as a super user is already there. So I'll type admin and I gave it a password SQL1PASS. And that should go in, really. It should go in because that's the way I did it. Okay, beautiful. Everything is just perfect. Now this is look familiar to you. The only thing is I did a little change here. And if you see, I added some stuff and I had a chapter 4 started, but the most important things I added for you guys, it's this one. When I clicked on chapter 2, I added the assignment. And that's the assignment for this project. But before I do that, when I did it with Draven, I noticed that I made a mistake. I didn't really make a mistake, but I forgot to change that one. So when you go to the application, please go to the intro. No, I think it's in the core and chapter 2. That's why I edited it.
Hello, Doctor.
Did I put it here? Yeah, I think I put it here.
Hello.
Yes,
Excuse me. At this stage, I have another question.
sure.
Someone told me, if someone asked me at this stage if I want to have to use another HTML template, for example, the home page. If you want to have our own our own page.
Sure.
For example, I download a free HTML template. I want to use it as my index. How I can use it?
Okay, who is that? Is that Sergey?
Yes.
Sergey, hold that question. I want to give you a long answer, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Because it's an excellent question.
Okay.
So hold the question. I don't want to give you a short answer. I will give you a complete answer because it's a very good question. Okay. The only things I would like to mention, this is really, I should have typed here 2012 because the data I gave you is from 2012 and I put 2020 and I forgot to change it before I upload it to the server. But this is, chapter 2 in the core. It's when we inheriting, if you see here, we're inheriting from algo, remember? And in fact, before we had only this part. That's what we use in the class. And now for the assignment, I built up for you a zip file. And when this command will start, it will download the zip file from my website. You see the zip file here. He will download it, he put it in the right place, and then it would go and run and put all the data in the database. That's really beautiful. I'll be more than happy to go over it with you if you want, but I do really think for you, try to learn it by yourself. And I'll be more than happy, but there's nothing better than trying yourself something. What it really does, very simple, you just go and, first of all, he's doing what we did before about the housing database on California. And then I added this part, is checking if this Excel exists in the data pad. In fact, it really is, if you remember, we have everything into the static. And under the static, we have intro, and we have a data set. And for every chapter, if you go into chapter 2, you see we have only the housing database, CSV. But he's looking if there is an Excel like that here. If he doesn't find it, it means you guys didn't download the data. You didn't update the data for the assignment. So he's checking if this file exists. If it doesn't, he's downloading it from the zip. This is the zip file. There's a function that I wrote in the algo that can download the zip and open it. And after we open it, it's really, there are several Excel files, and we'll see them in a second. Look over every one of those Excel and put the data in the database. And it really does uploading it into several tables. One is the accounts, it's the accounts table. There's another another one is the companies. And after you finish those two, you go and put the data in another table, and another two tables really. One of them, it's usually people skip that table, but whoever studied with me data business intelligence understand the importance. I add another table that only called years, and it puts only the years, and the years are from 2012 to 2021, and you fill up those two tables. And to make things nice, this one is running for every year. There's an Excel, and it is calling this function, and this function I just put it for convenient right in here. Advanced, when I deal with advanced Python, which is really concurrency and really totally different topics, so it's not really related to this course. Sometimes you can use what is known as a multi-threading. So you can make it run, if you have more processor on your computer, it can run simultaneously. So you can do all the Excels at the same time. But you need to really take care of they don't overwrite each other, and that's a different topic. It's not for this course. So this one is running this function for every year, and this one really does the work. It's putting the data for the period. Period is the table I put the years in it, and after I put the years, is basically using what is that one? Here we go. Here we go. This one eventually is putting all the accounts in this one. After I created the accounts, is putting up the accounts and finally putting the data in this table. I made this one for you. It's excellent study. Whoever wants to learn how to put data from Excel into a database, this is a beautiful, beautiful example. It's a little hard, but so what? So it's hard. Life is hard, so what? But it's beautiful, and it's a very good example. And please do go over it, and I will go over it again if you ask me. I'll be more than happy. But the bottom line is, you see in this table, there are 4 rows. One is for the company, one for the account, one is for the period, and one is for the value. 4 columns only. There is the index. It creates the index automatically, although I can skip it. I kept it. I don't really need an index. I should not need an index otherwise, but I always keep an index for it. Doesn't take much space anyway. Another thing special about this table, it's all numbers. This is the company number. This is the account number. This is the period number. By the way, I keep the same. You can keep the year number. That will be the same. But this table has 4 columns, and everything is only numbers, no letters. That makes it work extremely fast. Okay? This is very, very important in machine learning to make. So when you read the table, when you read the information, you will see this data have more than 2 million rows. It's huge, very, very big. Okay, now that we have done the important things for you, please do before you run it. Okay, I repeat again, on the top here, I made a mistake. This one should not be 2020. It should be 2012, row number 62. Please write it down. It's also, I'm recording it, so that should work. Now, let me go back to the program. Now that we did everything's right, you know what, just to be careful, make sure that I will just restart the server, make sure it uploaded, enter. And please do it tonight or tomorrow. It will have to run. It takes him a lot of time. It's a huge database. I will use it in the next semester as well. And I will teach you a lot of stuff, how beautiful you can analyze the data and prepare data for analysis. And this is even taking it a little beyond what we learn in the course, but it's beautiful stuff. So why shouldn't we do that? Okay, I will refresh the screen here just to make sure everything is running fine. And see, all what you need to do is go here, and now you have assignment. You see that? This one, when I click on it, and I'm going to do, now it's running. It takes a lot of time. It goes all the way. In fact, if you look on the view, so it will take them a long time. It will take until tomorrow probably to finish. It's a big, big database, and in a minute I will show you. When you open the intro, machine learning, and the view, let's go to chapter 2, and you will see, I'll show you what it is. Let's write Control F assignment. I think I call it assignment. Yeah, here it is. You see the beautiful part is if it's an assignment, is rendering this one. But if you see a little above that, before it gets to here, is a little bit before, as we did in all the course, we creating the algo 2. You see on the top, here we go. This line is first of all creating algo 2. And algo 2 being called, and if you see algo 2, this is really the one that I just created. I do Control B, it's like going there. And that's what I just showed you. Before we had only this one. If the data was downloaded, it will skip it, it doesn't care. Now you find out that you don't have this table. And by the way, if I go and show you, we'll go back. Let's go to the static. We go to the intro. Go to the database. We go to here. And it still didn't download, by the way. Here we go. In fact, it does. It just, I can't really see it because the data start downloading. It's not refreshing the screen yet. It should refresh the screen. You will see the tables. The tables should be right here. In fact, it would be easier to see it here because your screen is not being updated quickly. If you go here to exactly the same place, you will see that it downloaded all the Excel. Here we go. If you go to the machine learning, you go to the web and machine learning, and you go to static. This is really just like here. This is the static here. I go into intro, and under that I have data. You see that? This is really this one. Just your screen is not updating. It's slow. Data sets. And then under the data set, I go inside. You see it created a new directory in chapter 2. That chapter 2 right here. And see right under here, it should really show me a new directory. Here we go. It finally did. See that? And it downloaded the zip file. He opened the zip, which has all those Excel files. Okay? And now what he's doing is he's taking each Excel, which is a huge Excel, by the way, very big, and putting the data in a nice way in the database. Now, this is really what you do in real life many times. So this can give you a little sense of completing this course to how I wrote the code for you. I organize it. By the way, this is real data that I downloaded from the SEC. Whoever is interested in this type of analysis, please contact me. I added another table here, Excel here, by the way. Whoever wants to download data from the SEC, you can utilize it. I do have a license to download the data from there. If you're interested, you can use this one to download even a quarterly data. For now, I'm just giving you a yearly data. And we're going to leave it. You know, don't touch it until it finishes. It probably takes until tomorrow. It will take him a lot of time. It's every year has more than 4,000 when he get here to 4,000, it will go to the next 4,100 something. It will finish the first tape Excel, it will go to the second one and put the data in the database, etc., etc. So let me close this one. How about you stop the sharing? You can leave your computer, don't touch it, let him run, okay? What I would like is, Draman, why don't you share your screen? Let me just, can you please just stop the share? Yeah, here we go. I'm going to stop the sharing. Okay? Just leave your computer to run. And let me go, Draman, why don't you go and share your screen? We'll see the data after it's being processed. I did it with Draman, I think, a couple of days ago. This is Draman computer. Let's open PyCharm. Beautiful. Let's run the server. Run the server. No, not here. You're typing inside. Do Control Z. No, do Control Z. Control Z. That's what I always do. Never do that, by the way. No, no, no. Hold a second. Hold a second. Let me teach you something very important. Because many times you will do mistakes like that. Happen to me all the time. I don't trust myself. When something like that happened to me, I always click here and do Control Z.
Yes.
This way I make sure that I reverse what I did. You see, now I'm quiet, I'm happy. This happened to me all the time. You want to type here now. Go ahead, run the server. Very good. Run it. Okay, let's wait for it to run. So what's happening? It's okay. Now let's go into the Raman. Let's go into the there. Beautiful. Let's see. Click on it. Beautiful. Log in. Oh, I think you're already logged in. Yeah, you're already logged in. Just click on the intro. Okay, let's go. By the way, now we will not run again, yeah? If I go to the assignments, because it's already found it, it will not run again. But I'm not going to try that either. I'm just going to go to the admin and see the tables we just created. The new tables we didn't have before. I'm just going as an admin, enter, and I should get all the tables. And if you see, those are, we didn't have those before, those are new. So we have accounts, we have companies, and we have accounts, but there's two types of accounts: general information for every company, and this is the data. This is the biggest table, and that's the period. Let's start with the easy one, periods. Which periods do we have data on? You see from 2012 up to 2020, okay? We have data. So let's go back now what accounts do we have, which companies, how many companies we have. Let's click on companies. This is all the companies we have data for, okay? And if you really want to see how many, there are many of them, you can scroll down all the way down, and you see there's 4,128 companies. That's a very big database, and nice, and you have it right on your database engine of Postgres. We took it from Excel, we put it in the right way, okay? So by the way, all what I really care here is about the number of the company. See, this is the number, it's a CIK code by the, if you go to Google or you go to the SEC, this is the number they use to identify the company. If you click here, you can see more data about that specific company. I don't really care. I didn't even put it. Okay, I didn't put it here, but I did put it in a different place. Every company is linked to one of those two tables, but this one is the general information about the company. When I go here, this is really beautiful, beautiful database. See, it tells me about every company, you know, a lot of information. So for the company number one, by the way, this is really a lot of information that I get about every company. So if I go into one of them, let me go to this one. Okay. What I really care about is their number, to which period, and their filing, and the value of the filing. In fact, the value I just put the same as the SIC code. The rest, I didn't bother to see. I don't really care for my analysis, but you do have all that information. I give it to you as an exercise. If you want to see more than that, what can you see it? That would be an excellent exercise for you. One more time. If I want to see, and there are already on your database in this table, by the way, there's more data than I'm showing here. How will you show it? Okay, so I leave it to you. It's not really that crucial. And I will explain what I mean by that. Let's look at company number. By the way, this is the answer, really. If I click on this number, this is the company number. Now I'm getting all the data about this company. This company, this is the CIK code for every year. You see different years. This is giving off since 2015. By the way, they're probably 2012. Let's see if they had the 2000. Yeah, they did. In 2012, by the way, this is a good one to try. If you click on the value, okay, see that if you look at all the years since 2012 to 2022, they have the same CIK code. What does that mean? Whoever is in finance understand this company didn't buy any other company and have not been acquired by any other company. That's why they have the same number. Sometimes you might see the number changes. If the number changes, it means there was acquisition or a merger and other things. And here you really have a lot of basic information about this company. You can see that for 2012, the share price was 43.5. 2013, it was 70. 2015, 75. Hey, what about the other years? What do you think? What about the other years? I want to know more information. There is no data. So here you will have missing data for this company about prices. And you will see it's a lot. That can be, let's take another company. Let's look at this company. This is just the general information about the company. They do the same things. Maybe this one has more data. You know, you're not going to do it manually. By the way, this one has better data. You see the ticker, and you can see 2015. Let's go, move on, move on. Move on, you see it has much more complete data, descriptions, a lot of the stuff. And here we go. You can see they belong to the same CIK code. Here we have prices, share price. This company has almost all the data. And you see you have even 2 pages. This one has a really good data that you can see. Okay. By the way, fiscal year, which fiscal year, end of the fiscal year. It's end of the year, December 31. You already have all the data nicely here. If I click on the period, it will organize all the data by period. And then I can see all the information about this company for 2012. And here we go, by the way, even the telephone number, you can find everything. This is a good finding. You can tell the 10K means annual report. If you remember in financial statement analysis, this is the financial statement. And 10K, this is the way you call financial statement in the stock exchange. So for 2012, this is really a good data for a company. After that, you can see 2013, and you see all the rest. You can find CIK code. Let's see if I can find CIK code, zip. Yeah, here we go. Here's the CIK code. And it didn't probably change from last year. Same things, probably CIK code from last year. Anybody see that? Should be here. But I usually don't work. I just play with it a little bit to get a feeling to the database. Remember what we studied, stage number 1 in machine learning? Fill the data a little bit. Then later on, we do some chart with it. So it's the same CIK code. This is a good database for a company. See 2014, 15. And let's move on, next page. And it moves to 2016, 17, 18. By the way, I have a feeling that this company didn't have data for those years, but we will see later on. We can remember this number. I will look for it in a second in the database, okay? This is not really the data. This is just general information about the company. I don't have their financial statements here, okay? The financial statement themselves, in a minute I will get to them. I have one more table I want to go for before. This is really the one that we're interested in most. But before this one, I want to look at this table. This table shows me all the accounts you have in the database, okay? By the way, you remember we learned balance sheets. See, this is the balance sheets, accounts. All those accounts, you have all the companies. That's what you have. See how much data you have. That's just the balance sheet. Then you have a income statement. Here we go. All the accounts in the income statement. I would like to give you an exercise. Can you show me the income statement of all the companies for every year? Make like Excel. All the companies on the rows, on the column, all the years. Inside, I want you to put the net income. So I need to find out what is net income. You see, anybody see net income? That's income taxes, interest expense. This is a beautiful database. It really is. People will pay a lot of money, especially professors that want to publish articles. Here we go. This is the sales. What is net income? Anybody see net income? Revenue, net income, gross profit, operating income. Here we go. Interest expenses, income taxes, net income. Here we go. This is beautiful. We have net income. By the way, this is the way you pull the data from the SEC, but this is the way I just took the parentheses out. You don't need the parentheses. Okay? Would be really nice. Can you do that? That would be a hard example for you, but I will do it with you. How do I get all the net income of all the companies for every year? Excellent exercise. We'll do it next time. Okay? But now I'm just describing the data we're going to use for the assignment. And on Thursday, I will help you to what I'm requiring you to do. Okay? So we have accounts. So there's a lot of accounts, as you can tell. balance sheets, we talked income statement, we talked about, by the way, just prices. You have different ratios. This is calculated. Price divided by earning before interest and taxes and depreciation. Prices divided by cash flow. Prices divided by bonds. Prices divided by shares. Price divided by equity. There's a lot of ratios. You can even create more if you want. We won't do that, but we'll leave it for other time. You have the statement of cash flow. You have all the data from the cash flow of the company. This is really beautiful. Okay? This really is beautiful database. We'll play with it next time. The last one, which is the most important table, as I mentioned, and the nice things about Django, you already have done that for us. This is the huge table. You'll see how big it is. If you give it to somebody that is not coming from the field of business intelligence, will tell you, why do you do that way? Why don't you do it like Excel? And the reason I said it before, this is huge table, you want it to work fast. And therefore, it has only numbers. You see, this is the values, all numbers. By the way, the period is all numbers. Company is numbers. This one looks like the account title, but this is just because I linked it. So you can see which account it is, but it's really a number behind the screen. So it's just for presentation purposes, you can see the title. And how many data do I have? Look, huge. I have 2,597,047 records. It's a big table. I don't think you can put more than 1 million. Maybe now you can in Excel. But this table will barely move in Excel. If you try to do analysis with this data on those Excels, there's no way you can do it. But now you will see. We will use Panda to put data according to criteria, and then we'll run regression. We even, I will encourage you to run other algorithm we mentioned, decision tree of random forest. And really the one that I would like you to see if you can do, which would be really interesting, and I will point several elements you have to take care of. Can I predict what will be the profit of this company a year from now? I'll repeat it. We have all this data. Then I pick up one company and said, can you predict what will be the profit next year? That will be our exercise. That's what we'll do next Thursday, okay? We take financial statements, organize the data somehow, and I will talk about several normalizations, scaling, stuff that we talked about, and try to predict. We already know how to run a regression. We know how to run random forest, although we don't really know how it does work exactly. That's what we did in the last session. And can we use those algorithms to predict if the company is going to make money next year? That would be really nice. That will be as close as could be to real life example you can find, honestly. I wish when I was even a student of a PhD, I wish somebody have given me this kind of an example. But this is a beautiful example, and take my word for it. Any other example you will have in mind in real life will be simpler than this one. So that's what we will do. Everything went perfect on the Raman computer. It should be perfect on your computer. I think if you need help, please do watch this video. I recorded it, I will upload it. So go over the steps that I went on installing today and just follow it. Just make sure you don't make mistakes, because every mistake then you get stuck. Okay, but it's really straightforward, about 4 or 5 stages. And hopefully by Thursday, everybody will have already the data on his computer. And then we can move on to finish with the assignment. And when I go over with you over the assignment, I will do a review of the material and demonstrate it on this database. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful summary of this course. Thank you, guys. Questions? So again, I didn't forget your question. I'll get back to that. But first of all, I want to make sure that everybody knows how to download and upgrade to the program, run the program. I'm going to close this one. What is that one? Let me close. Can I close this one? Is that okay? Sorry about that. I didn't really mean to go there. I just wanted to go back to the application itself. Yeah, this one. It's still running. I want, no, yours is not running anymore. I go to this one. It should run. Yeah, here it is. And you guys have to choose the last one, okay? And that will run the program. But everything is working nicely. By the way, also the other one, yeah. By the way, if you go, you have all the material we went over. I probably did a little bit changes here and there, not much really, but most important is I added that huge database, which is a beautiful one, and we will continue with it next semester. The database will be also for next semester, okay? Let me see, I think this was the California stuff. No, was the, yeah, what was the California? I think it's chapter 2, wasn't it? Yeah, let's leave it. But you have everything we did. I just added the assignment, so that should be it. Questions, guys? I hope everything is clear before I answer the question of some. Okay. Questions, guys? By the way, honestly, this is really probably the most intensive course you have ever taken, I believe. And that's after you took the software engineering for machine learning. I chose that direction. I talk a lot to Draman on how to simplify and make maybe it's a little easier, etc., etc. But in the end of the day, whoever has this kind of knowledge, honestly, it's gold. It's gold. People willing to pay a hell of a lot of money for this knowledge, but it takes time and a lot of hard work. So as we go along, me and Draman breaking our head how to make this program to be step by step and not so condensed. I feel that this course was very condensed. Maybe we should break it to 2 courses, just this one. Maybe, and we really do working very hard, but I would like to tell you, and I know you are very serious students. I already know from my experience with you guys. Keep going, keep going. Eventually it gets easier, okay? And that's life. Hard stuff is hard, but the reward is huge. So I hope you
I have a question. I have questions.
Sure, go ahead.
Oura,
Je suis là.
faut pas éteindre ta machine, hein,
Non, non, c'est pas éteint.
jusqu'à demain.
D'accord, il n'y a pas de problème.
Voilà, sinon ça va s'arrêter.
Ouais.
Jusqu'à demain, peut-être jusqu'à demain soir.
D'accord, il n'y a pas de
Je vais vous laisser ouvert comme ça. Maintenant, les autres, là, est-ce qu'ils pourront installer? Il y a qui reste?
Il y a Do, il y a Nyeka.
Est-ce que Nyeka est en ligne?
Non, il n'est pas en ligne.
Ah.
Il y a Toku.
Ah.
Et puis Angwa.
Ok, peut-être qu'on va peut-être voir peut-être samedi. Non, samedi est férié.
Oui, samedi, c'est fait.
Peut-être qu'on pourrait se retrouver au bureau pour ceux qui n'ont pas pu. Bien, je ne sais pas, il faut qu'on trouve un jour pour ça.
Oui.
Parce que vendredi, c'est possible, après-midi. Amos, I have a question. So. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I'm talking about, I just want to ask a question about tables, how we create tables. Because when I check, you are creating a table colon by colon, or because you are talking about company, after company was a colon period, where is
Exactly. This is something, you know, if you close the sharing, why don't you close the sharing for a second? This is really belongs to a totally different course called Business Intelligence. I got finally to a point I can teach the business intelligence in 4 weeks instead of a whole semester. Take only the important element you need to know for business intelligence. Why don't you let me stop you participating? Yeah, I'm going to share my screen.
there is
You know, people, there is it's very, you can't really imagine how important it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open, let me see if I can open Excel. I have Excel here. I open, let me try that. Download. I just did one today. Which one I did? I'm using the Ubuntu. Yeah, I think, and let me open this one. By the way, this is already my course in options. I just taught that one today, but I'll open a new one, a new screen here. Let me make a new one, file. By the way, you see in Ubuntu, you have all the Office for free. People don't know that. And it works 10 times better, by the way. Here we go, spreadsheet. I'll open a new spreadsheet, okay? And let me explain that this is a very important topic, but I'm just going to give you a short answer to a real course that I usually teach. Usually you have that what is called as unified dimensional model. You will have a table in the middle, which have only data. And usually you'll have one column. I usually like to call it value. And the rest is other columns. And how many columns I should have, that's what I do in that course. Let me see. I'm not familiar with this one that much. Merge. What do I put there? Here we go. I think this one, isn't it? Making it a table. No. How do I make? Okay. I have all those table columns. What do I put like in the Excel? I'm not familiar with that one as much. Let me see. What is that one? I need
At
to
your
start.
right.
Yeah, how do I make a table here, by the way? Anybody know? Let's see.
You're right.
Yes, this one?
No. You're right. Right again.
yeah, go down.
Yeah. Down.
No, left.
Left.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you're right. Yeah, they put it here. Beautiful. See everything. I'm not used to it yet, but I'm more and more, I'm less and less using Windows at all. In probably another few months, I never touch the Windows. But this is a table that called a fact table usually, has a villain name. And usually you have one that has values, and what do you have in the other columns? Depends. In the example we used, I made several tables. One table I called the period, if you remember. What was that here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. This one we called it a period. That's for every year we made a row. So here I have a primary key. And in this case, the primary key could be anything, but I don't even remember what I used. I think I might use even the year, 2012. That's not really crucial as long as it's an integer. And then I put a name. I can put any number of columns as I want. But this is the table in which I put all the period, 2013, etc., up to, I think the last one we had 2020. Okay, I'm not going to fill up the whole things. Let's say it works like in Excel, the regular Excel. I think it does, probably. Yeah, it does, you see, up to 2000. Okay, now, when I want to give you a data, I want to link this column to this column. So if this one, this happened to be that I give it the same name, so it doesn't make a difference, but this column must be an integer. And when I link, let's say 2012, I put here 2012, in a minute it will make more sense. This is the primary key. I usually call it primary key period because I link it to. So this column, it's linked to this column.
It's become a foreign key for value.
Yeah. I'm not going to teach the whole course in a few minutes, yeah, but give you an idea. That's why I have a whole course for that. And I put another table here, and like Draman asked, I have a table for companies. Companies is even more interesting. And companies could be, I usually order the primary key. In fact, I use their CIK code. I don't have to. I can use 1, 2, 3, whatever. I don't trust because those ones can change. So I give every company a number. And then I give a column here, I call it CIK. This is what the number that the SEC gives them. So whatever number the SEC gives this company, whatever it gives to this company, whatever, doesn't matter. Here I can put their name, the company name. All of that, I can put a lot of here, let's say Microsoft, I'm just making it up, Microsoft, Apple, whatever it is, okay? The key important is I'm linking out this column to the second column here. And here I'll write P key company. And that's so important. Why? Now, if I want to talk about Microsoft, I don't have to write all the information about Microsoft. All what I need to know that Microsoft is number one. So all what I need to put here is number one. That's why I said this table, it's huge, it's very, very long, but everything here is only numbers. So in this example, I put companies. If I refer to Microsoft for the year 2012, so 2012 for Microsoft, which account do I want to report? That's why we made another table. And this one, we made the table of accounts. In the accounts, again, I have primary key. And again, this also I give 1, 2, 3, 4, only integers. Here I give account name. It could be again, account name. I don't remember even how I called it. Account, I think I called it account. And here I can call it net income. I can give any account, let's say sales, etc. And I can fill up any columns, description of that account, blah, blah, blah. But how does it go to here? Again, so I take this column and link it now to the third column here. And here I'll write a primary key account. So if I want to report for Microsoft, I want to report their net income. So what is net income is number one here. If I want to report their sales, I'll put here number 2. How much sales they had? Let's say, I don't know, 50 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here, by the way, see the beautiful about, this is the table that I would do most of my work in machine learning. I barely will use those ones. By the way, here I can write which in the company, which SEC they are belonging to, blah, 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 many other things I can put in those tables. But this table I always keep clean. Clean in the sense I have only values, I have indexes here. that links to the other tables. This is why I make it very efficient table. But that's a whole professional, by the way. People studying a whole professional database administrator plus business intelligence, it's a whole professional. I wrote a book in 2012. I think I showed it to Draman at the time. I think it's a very important course for somebody who wants to deal with big data and if you want to be very efficient. It's a very good to, few sessions. I think we can build up a very, very short course of like 3 to 4 weeks just to exercise a little bit on this idea. So if you get into a data, you know that, after all, you're getting from me data of Excel. And I take those Excel, I read the data. And by the way, let me open it up for you, show it to you. There's the Excel, automatically it's being downloaded for you. I take this data. Where did I put it? No, this is a different project, sorry about it. Let me go to another project, this one, okay? If you look at the data that I gave you in the static, here we go, this is all the data. See all those Excel, let's open one of them. It's a big one. You'll see it takes even, I have a lot of RAM here. I have 32 giga RAM on my computer. Still it will take a little time to open. See, it's still taking a lot of time because it's a huge database. It's a huge Excel and it's opening up. And that's the way you usually organize the data, but that will be a very bad way to organize it or work with it. See, first of all, it takes so much time to open. Database work much, much faster. And this is only one of 2012. What about if you open up to 2020, you have 11 years, 9 years, that will take forever, will not move. Your computer will get stuck. And see, it's still opening only one Excel. See how long it takes? Amazing. That's why you transfer it to a database. Here we go, you finally open up. This is the way you like to organize data, but this is really bad. What you usually do, see, this is the number of the company. So every row here is a different company. So this row is for one company, okay? This is for another company. And all this Excel is only for 2012. And here you get the data, you write the data here on, let's say, total assets, the assets turnover, inventory turnover, all the data. This is the account. See, this is the account. So people usually organize the data this way. It's a very big mistake. What I did is I took all the companies, I put it in a table. I took all the accounts, I put it in a table. And for every Excel, I created a row in the period. And the data you see inside here, like say this one, will go to the big table. Only the data, okay? Only the data goes. By the way, when I transfer data, like if the company didn't have any data, I throw it away when I move the data. So my tables are really nicely cleaned and has only numbers, okay? So that's just an example why it's so important to know how to organize data as well when you are in machine learning. That's why this profession is very prestige. People that get into machine learning, they are considered as very high level people. You need to know a hell of a lot and be good. And business intelligence is really just a small part today. It used to be, I used to teach 2 courses. And now I kind of got to the conclusion with the help of Python, Postgres, you can really make a very mini course of 3 to 4 weeks. We can cover all the stuff on learning this model. This is called unified dimensional model. Machine learning, you don't have to be expert. There's a lot of topics that you don't really need them for machine learning. It's good for somebody maintaining the data of a company. I give you just example, something you don't need, but somebody from business intelligence should know. I give you just very simple. Let's say you are a bank. If you are a bank and you have a bank account and you got married. You got married to another lady. She has also a bank account. Now you have a joint account. How would you handle it? You know, the customers, here we have companies, but usually in the bank you have a dimension called, this is a dimension called customers. How will you deal with it? How do you compare data before you got married to after you got married? Those are just one question of many other questions. You don't need to deal with it really that much in machine learning, almost none, okay? If you do, then you advise somebody from business intelligence, but I wouldn't spend my time if I were you. But knowing the basic idea of this model, it's very important, okay? I just gave you a very short glimpse of what real life
Yeah, but I
is.
think it's very important because if, as a machine learning, if you have to analyze data from somewhere else, how do you organize them?
This is it. You're absolutely right. This is the way you're supposed to. And the rules are not that complex. Okay, that's what I can cover in 3 to 4 weeks course. Okay, in fact, 3 to 4 sessions with exercise. And in fact, this is a good exercise for you guys. It's an exercise. I implemented it because I'm expert on this field of business intelligence. I think the first course we taught together, Diamond, was business intelligence. And this is such an important topic. That's why I spend a lot of time learning it deeply. It really is much more than that. And you can't learn everything in life, you know. After all, you are a human being, you want to live. You don't want just to study all day long. So you learn the idea, and then when you get into an issue, that's why you work as a team. In software engineering 2, I talk about how you work in a team because you can't really learn everything, you know. You know, just doing graphs. I give you an example, by the way. Let me show you another example. Okay, something that I gave an exercise. I think I might have shown it. Okay, and I assigned 2 students of mine in Uganda to, I think I call it Uganda economics. Yeah. Look at this one, okay? We downloaded data on export for different product, import, and then eventually I want to compare import to export for this product. You see, I got a chart. Show me the import and the export. I click here. This is also important for machine learning, by the way, for presentation. But just learning how to use the library like this is a lot of time. You can't learn everything, okay? So what I do is I divide it to teams and then people work in a team. So let's say I'm doing analysis on, I want to compare voting, you know, in your case, election. I want to compare over the years the percentage of people voted in every district in Ivory Coast. Okay? So, and I want to see every district, let's say I'm just dividing the country to 20. And I want to see every year. So I will have like 20 charts here. There's many ways I can present it. Now, you're not going to be expert on charting. That will be too much to ask. So I'm building Academy City in a way that hopefully, eventually, all my students will be linked together. And when somebody has a project they want to work on, I will link him to another one that expert, let's say, I assigned 3 students, by 2 or 3, 2. I'm going to assign one more. They will learn this library by heart. By the way, I gave them an exercise to make buttons here, 2 buttons. When you click on the first one, it will be lines. Turn it to a bar. So you click on the second one, it will turn this chart to be a bar chart. Now, Darman, I don't think you should spend your time to learn how to make the chart, you know? But when you have a team, and that's what I think Academy City will get to really nice eventually, we'll have a lot of teams all around the world. And you guys will be able to collaborate. That's the beauty of Academy City. That's why I established Academy City. Okay? Eventually, to be a consulting company, when each one of you guys will be a consultant. And if you need help, you can use the network of Academy City. So this team that I'm building, okay, it will be open to anybody that needs to know charting. And you will ask, can you help me to build up the chart? You might have different tables here instead of input. By the way, you see how beautiful. By the way, this is not an easy technology. When I'm moving from import to export, you see how the data change and it doesn't flip. And this is Ajax we're using. This is very sophisticated use. But should you study it? No, definitely not. But if you need to make a table like that, you would like to be able to ask one of your colleagues, someone else around the world. That's why I have now Uganda, Ivory Coast, Chicago, and hopefully it will grow over time. And we'll have many teams and they will help each other. This is the way everybody will be useful. And you guys will, you go into machine learning, you're going to learn how to forecast. And that's what I will do on Thursday. We start talking about that one on Thursday. And that's the way we'll finish the course. But there's so much, you can't do everything. Now I'm going to finish the session today answering Sergey. Sergey, you with me?
Yeah.
Remember you asked about template, and I told you I'm going to give you a complete answer. Let me show you something beautiful we're working on in Uganda now. We're building up a template website. See how quick did it open? By the way, this is the original website. This is the original website. It's called Fab House. Here we go, I have it. This is, by the way, the company have the built up. See how long it takes to open it all? And you see how fast mine opened up? Same website, by the way. Okay? And we're just rebuilding a template. This is mine, okay? This is a template. I can change everything's here, the picture of the car, that one, everything's here by changing the database. I will demonstrate, okay? With that, we'll finish. You were asking, if I get a web page, this is a web page, okay? But I made it as a template, and we're gonna add more and more templates. Okay, I hope by the end of this week, we finish everything. We're just working now, by the way, on the gallery. See, this we finished this one, we finished the catalog. Okay, this is the catalog. It is nice. This is the template. And if you want, you can apply the same template to totally different things. Let's say you want to sell, I don't know, not furniture, you want to sell clothes, I don't know whatever it is, okay? You can change the pictures, the text. This is the template, but not a regular template like you have in WordPress. Django is much more powerful. And let me explain what I mean. Let me open now. You see, this is Academy City. You see that? I will open up something very similar that you're already familiar with. And we will go, it's a step by step. We can't do everything in one day. Admin, when I go to the admin, this is the admin of Academy City. And for that template, I built several tables. But see, even building up this one, we're almost done. We're missing another 3 or 4 more tables that I will add. But just let's go to the page. Let's go to the just to demonstrate for you, let's go to the catalogs, okay? And let me click here. This is really sophisticated. You have no idea how sophisticated it is. If you go here and go into, this is their one. By the way, in their catalog, it's, first of all, you see how slow it is. It says catalog here, yeah? But let's say somebody else wanted to say something else. If they want to do a change here, they have to go to the code. That's a stupid design. If I go in mine, you see mine, okay, I want to change the word catalog. I don't need to go to the template. A good design is I go here and I'm going to write catalog of Amos. Okay? See the beauty. This is a very good design. And I told you I'm going to give you a long answer. I'm in my catalog. I will refresh the page. Everywhere around the world, it will say catalog of Amos. You see that, Sergey?
Yeah.
I didn't touch the code. This is what I mean by a really nice design of a template.
Okay.
By the way, this one can be changed too. You see that? The
Yes.
whole line. You go to a different, by the way, let me go and change it because I'm just demonstrating. And this is a client of us already. This is the first client in Uganda, by the way, that we have. We're still working on it. And as we do it, I teach my student to really learn how to maintain, and you can put another customer just by adding another row here. Amazing. So I'm going to go to, let's say I want to change in the categories. I have what it called categories. If I go to the categories, by the way, each one of those, let me organize it. So you see, here we go. You see the call line? You see the call line? If I go here,
Yeah.
when you look at the catalog, by the way, this is their website. And this is the first one is the core. I duplicated and made it also, you see mine is also the core line, but I want a different title. I don't want to change the template. I don't want to go and see the code. That's why I did this one. I can go here and here, I will write Amos, just for demonstration purposes. This is it. Now, when I go here, refresh the screen, you will get the picture, but the title will change. You see, it says the call line Amos. See that?
Yeah.
This is really building up a template. You know, it's not just, I'm taking a template of a web page, I turn it to be generic that I can put as many pictures as I want. I can put the titles. I upload pictures. By the way, these pictures, it's being uploaded here. I go to number one again. Let me just remove that Amos. So people are watching this website now. And here I can change the picture, by the way. I can put any picture. See, this is pictures that we're using. You can put any picture you want, and that will replace the one. I'm not going to change it. It will replace the one that you see. And if you want to add another one, just very simple. Let's say I want to add another picture. Yeah, how simple it is. I click here, add, and choose which section. I have two sections, by the way. I want to add it to this section. If you look, well, this is the first section. This is the second section. You can add another picture here to any section you want, and you do it through the database. That's a good design. Okay, I will just call it Amos, and you will see, I just demonstrate. This one is really less important. I don't really want to. I don't want to destroy. This is a real one. This is on production, so I won't do it. But basically, my student already in Uganda know how to utilize it, to really use it. That's beautiful. What we're going to do as time goes by, I'm going to add more styles of website. This is one style. And if you have a customer that needs a style like this one, we can build it up in a couple of days. It will be done and run on the internet. That's beautiful. We're working on the gallery. In fact, I'm making this gallery to be even smarter to do it even better than what they did by adding, you see the more here, when you click on it, it will show you more pictures. But I want to do it a little smarter, and I'm still working on it and teaching them. But this is really beautiful, beautiful template. This is already a web page template. And if you want, you can change the logo here, totally different company, contact, all the data here. By the way, this is beautiful. You just change the information here in the database. And moreover, what we did here, not only you can change the location, when you send an email here and you send the message, what it does, not only it send the message, you also send the administrator, the manager of the company, that somebody have sent an email. So you get the email for that person directly to his email, and it takes care of it. So this is very advanced. This week, I believe by Friday we'll finish the whole things. Next week, if you want, you're more than welcome. I'm doing open sessions every day, 11 o'clock Israel time. And you can see we'll build up another template called Bizland. Bizland is a very popular one. By the way, if you go here, you can Bizland. And by the way, it's here we go, Bizland template, web template. Here we go. This is the next one I'm going to do. By the way, it's supporting, this is a beautiful website, but I'm going to do much more than this one. You can download here, it's all free. You can download it for free. You can get the Pro, but I wouldn't even buy it. I'm going to do something even better than that. And we're going to download this one. And I'm going to take this zip file. By the way, I'm going to open the zip file and copy the whole thing and make application in Django. And make it as a template with the database, something you will not get here, even not in their Pro and not their membership, nothing. And that will be a template for my student to make money. So if somebody wants to make a website, he can utilize the stuff we're going to develop, and that will be perfect. Okay, let me just unzip it, extract you, and I'm going to extract it, and here it is. And by the way, this is ready. This is already ready to go, by the way, almost ready to go. You have some work. I usually don't use forms. I'm going to change that. Okay, and you can tell whoever did it used PHP, and PHP, it's history. So the hell with it, okay? I'm going to throw it away. What important for me is really looking in those ones, which I'm going to look and probably will change them. I'm going to go to asset. This is really interesting. This is, I already probably have them because they are generic on Bootstrap. These have been taken from Bootstrap. I don't really need to take them. I most likely use the one that I already have in Academy City. There's some images that I might steal from them because they are nice, okay? They are nice images that I would like to use, or whoever want to use them, you know, like logos, blah, 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 all this bullshit stuff. But we make also our own images. This is just other pictures, more pictures you can see. If you need those, if you don't, you just put your own. This sometimes I steal those ones. And the other things which is more important, really, this is really less important. The asset is really part that they took from Bootstrap. So really this one, I'm going to copy, most likely this one, it's the important. This is really, I'm going to do that kind. And with this, I'm going to start. I'm going to copy this one, break it to pieces, and redesign the whole things and show you how you take this one. By the way, you can see this is all Bootstrap. I already have it's part of my, I have it's already part of Academy City built in, so I'm going to delete it. Okay. And this is what I do now. I started recently, 11 o'clock. I start like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Anyone that wants to join is more than welcome. But it would be hard for you to follow if you didn't take those courses. But it's a really nice exercise that I do on a daily basis. And this is my next project. You can see what this one does. You see this nice flipping. About us is slightly different. You have two sides. By the way, this is the image you saw before. When you scroll down, if you have a good eye, this is a very nice feature of this website. When you scroll down, it shows you information. It makes it works faster. This one, by the way, we implement something like that also on ours, slightly different in here. I forgot where did I do that. Did I do it in the home? I think it's in the home. By the way, you see that one? It tells you how many. You can change the pictures. Ever since I did it in a way you can, the flipping, everything is changeable. So I'm going to do the same things for this one. You got a template. You can use it, by the way, and you will have to go to the template itself and change it. That's not very smart. You would like to be able to do similar things, the background image to put in a database. Welcome to, you don't want to write BizLand. You can do it generally and put the company name here, but change it in the database. Got it? You can have watch a video, and that's very easy. Why it's very easy? All what you need to do is make, you can, let me escape. Okay, let me close this one. All what you need to do is the link. And the link, you really put in a database, so you don't have to go and change your template every time. It's a big mistake. So that's what I do. And I think this is really nice. And here, the content, you put in a database. Everything's here, by the way. Any writing, anything, it's really there, nicely done. So I hope I gave you an idea. This is the way it looks like. All those one will be different pages, by the way. By the way, this is really not different pages. The fact it is really one page. The method is one page, not very smart. It's okay because they're using Ajax. And so it's effective, but really not, it's not different pages. When you're clicking here, you're just scrolling down of the page if you have a good eye. And turning it to a template, it's very easy. So you're more than welcome. Next week, I probably will work on this one. And every week, a week and a half, I will start different template until we will have enough and my student will have jobs. My objective in Academy City is that my student will have beautiful career in life, okay? And this one, by the way, it's a very sophisticated. I will use probably Django CMS to put a component, a special component. Certain things I will use Django, certain things I will use Django CMS because I'm hosting everything on Academy. So by the way, this one, it's very nice. See, this is really cool. There's many ways you can do that. By the way, we implement it different way. If you go, I forgot which one, about, I think. No, I don't think we did about. Yeah, I think, did we? No, it's not in the about. What did I implement it? I already forgot. Is that contact? I think it's in the contact. See, you have a different type of a, very similar. You see this one? When I click on this one, it close the other one, open this one. Those are easy stuff. See, in there, if I want to change or add another one, I really have to go and change the template. What we did, which is much smarter, if you go in our website, in the contact, you know, here I can add as many as I want. By the way, I deleted, there's nothing here. It seems like there's nothing. You see that? What to know? It's empty. Am I right? How do I edit? Here I will show you an example. This is a beautiful example. It's I gave it to the student, but I will add one so to demonstrate for you. Okay, let's click here. And I will go to the database, Academy City, and I opened one, didn't I? I think I did, yeah. Isn't it? No, this is the on my computer. This one something else. Why did I open that? Didn't I? No, no. I can close a lot of those ones. Am I on a, yeah, I am on Academy City. This is, by the way, they just put all the data for the gallery. And that's what they do in Uganda. But I would go into, in the contact, this is the contact, and here, contact information. It's empty. And see the beauty. I'm duplicating their webpage, by the way. I want here to be similar to the one that they have. So I'm going to take this title. See that? And if I have another customer, you want something else, I will just change it for him accordingly. I'm clicking new. I'm choosing for this customer. I'm putting the title. And then I'm going to put the description. What was the description there? Let's click on it. That's the description. Is that right?
Yes.
Control copy. You see how elegant it is. So I'm going to Control V, and I'm going to save it. Now that I saved it, it's there. Let's go to my web page, which was nothing, didn't have anything, and refresh the page. What happened? Here we go. You see, I have one. I want to add the second one. I can add as many as I want. Okay, let's copy the second category. Just take the title. Okay, go back to the database. Add another one. See how easy it is. I will add Fab. I'll add the title. And this is what I'm expecting my student to do tomorrow. They probably didn't get to that, but it's so easy. I can do it in a minute, really, but I like the day study and then learn how to maintain it. And then over time, they get more and more experience. And they will be able to do their own web pages. Here we go. I have two now. If I go to my website, I had only one. Let's refresh it. You'll see there will be two. Pretty cool. See that?
Yeah.
This is a level that you want to reach. This is the right way. Moreover, okay, what I'm doing for all my students, if you have a client that this website, by the way, this is a beautiful website, by the way, it has so much. You have the home, you have the catalog, the about we haven't done yet. So I probably will get an error, or maybe not. Maybe I did. No, I think I should get an error. Yeah, I know. I will open it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to work on the about. Contact we did. We finished. Gallery we did finish. We tried to do something smarter, as I said, that for their website is really very badly designed. When you go to their gallery, it's downloading all their gallery, and it's big. And you see it takes so much time to open. I just opened it, but the more picture will slow down. I already downloaded all those pictures. That's why it went fast. But if you try to download it, it would take about 5 minutes until it opened. Very stupid way. That's wrong way to design it. What you really want to do when a person click on gallery, you only need to download only the first 5 pictures. And the person is scrolling. As he's scrolling, he's continue downloading and he doesn't pay attention. That in fact, as he scroll down, the pictures are downloading. So it's a much nicer experience. And that's what we're building up. Hopefully we'll finish it tomorrow. Okay, that's what we're doing on our website. Okay, for now, I just work on it. I didn't really update it yet. It's downloading about, I think 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I managed to reduce to download 10 plus 1. And you will download 10 And as the user scroll down, it gets to about here, it will download the next 10. It won't recognize, and it will fill them up. So you see the next 10, next 10, and next 10. That's the way it's supposed to work. That's a smart design. Moreover, you don't touch the templates. You only fill the database. Later on, about 3-4 months from now, when we get there, we'll build up a nice administrator so the client himself will be able to put the pictures by themselves. But it's a process. You can't do everything in one day. And hopefully you also take part of that. I will really, whoever like machine learning, I wouldn't learn this one if I were you, if you really like machine learning, okay?
Yeah.
I like everything, so I'm not a good example. Machine learning is more lucrative. It's harder to get a job in machine learning, but when you get a job, you are a king. You really are a king. This one, it's a beautiful profession. By the way, you can make a nice living, but this is just commercial website. You can make like the export import I showed you. This is a higher level than this one. It's the middle between this kind of a web application to machine learning. Graphs, charts, and all of that stuff you can add. But I hope I answered your question, Sergey.
Yeah.
Sergey, by the way, we talked, you asked, I'm probably going to build up 2 more applications, one called asset management, and the second one will be a CRM, customer relationship management. We'll start probably next month. The asset management might be even next week we start. I'm not sure. I'm getting some towns in Uganda, they ask me they need that kind of application. So they're gathering the information now. When they finish, we probably will start. Anyone that wants is more than welcome to join, you know. Let me finish by just showing you how much we progress in the Uganda towns. I added one more. This one, it's under design. That's going to be the main page of the Uganda towns. You will have to log in. If you are a town clerk and you log in, you will have a screen like that. You can basically really open your own conferencing. So let's say you want to talk to other people in a Zoom. So this is a replacement of Zoom. Okay? And if you are not a town clerk, you won't see it. If you are a regular citizen, you will not see it. And we're really getting really far, really getting nice. By the way, another thing you can tell, the menu here is black. And we allow that you can change the colors, any colors you want. So every city can have a different menu. Moreover, when I put the mouse here on directors, it's totally different than if I'm in Entebbe. First of all, the color change, and you see I have only 2 directors. They can decide, and moreover, and that's what makes the Django CMS shine, I can edit it online. That's really a very high level of building up website. You know, people start learning about Academy City now. It's coming out slightly. We're getting many more phone calls. Because this is not a regular way to build up a website. You see that? You can't do it in every place. All right?
Okay.
So I hope I answer your answer. I told you I will give you a long answer. See the beauty. And see how fast it works.
Yeah.
Very, very fast. Moreover, it has a memory. If I go back to Entebbe, it doesn't bother the server. He already downloaded the Entebbe, so he's not going to go back to the server. So I'm very efficient. If I go to Busia, first time, it downloading the data from the server, still work extremely fast. It's a totally different website, by the way. The design, this is the student did it, by the way. See, you can have different pictures. They have done it beautiful. I'm very happy to see them. I think they are very close to getting jobs that people will start giving them designing web pages. And that's really will make me very, very happy. Anyway, so by the way, I talked to Drummond. We might do the same things for Ivory Coast. It will be exactly the same. The whole thing is already done. Instead of going to you, I will make it, instead of going to the you will write Ivory Coast towns or whatever name Draman will choose. I think you already have chosen the one. I will link it to, let's say, Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire. I like Cote d'Ivoire better. City. And then it will give you the cities of Cote d'Ivoire on the left side. You automatically will do it. And then to fill up the data will be just the same as in Uganda. That is a very powerful framework. Not a simple one, but anyway, I would like to focus on the machine learning with you guys. Whoever interested in this, this is a professional, by the way. Learning how to do a web applications, pay attention, I'm saying application, not a web page. This is application. This is much more than a website. Much, much more than a website. And we have a lot of capability. By the way, some things in the contact us, very similar to the one that we did for the Fab house. When somebody sends an email here, it will go also to the manager of that town, go to the town clerk right directly. You get the message from that citizen. Same engine, we build the engine inside Academy City, and we give everybody to use that engine. And we're accumulating over time, which is beautiful. With you guys, I want to really shine. I think after, when we get into what we did today with the data from the SEC, honestly, everyone would love to have that database. Everyone would love to be able to manipulate it. I published several articles using similar data. And by the way, if you continue that direction, you can be a finance person sitting in Ivory Coast making money in America. But that's down the road. Let's take one step at a time. Okay, thank you guys. I hope I answered the questions. And let me just say goodbye to each one of you. Sergei Terno, you have two of them, yeah. I haven't seen Saul recently.
So,
Draman, please check on everyone, make sure that everybody installed the data for the assignment. And I hope you guys continue working hard. I know it is really hard. You know, you heard it from me many times. Honestly, I work so hard in my life, but I'm having fun now. I really am. I hope I never get old. You know, it's fun. You can do things that people cannot do. And there's such a big demand, especially in Africa. By the way, even in Africa itself, you don't have to go to Europe. Inside your own country even, or neighboring. By the way, we support all languages. French, Draman already worked with me, so we translated some stuff to French. The town website he wants to do, we'll do it in French. Why not? It's easy. Remember when we installed the database today, I told you to choose 1252. When you chose that on the database, it allows all languages, so you can put French inside. And that would be really cool, having same web page for Uganda in English, for Cote d'Ivoire in French.
Yeah.
I don't think you have seen a website like that, have you? Had different cities, different language. That's beautiful. And then over the years, you never know what will happen. More countries will join. You can have a job for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, in machine learning, later on, you can even analyze who is approaching that website and why, and what he was looking for. And you can improve using machine learning techniques to sell them stuff they are looking for. I'm going to add eventually two functions. One is for people who want to sell something and people that want to buy something. And then we will match between them. So let's say you want to sell maize or cocoa or I don't know, whatever product and somebody else wants to buy, and I will make the matching through the town's website. So that will be really the last part that I'm thinking about that one, and then we move to other stuff. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good one. Daman, be in touch with me. Okay? Please, Daman, make sure the next couple of days that all the students will have the installation, what we did today. Okay? So on Thursday, I will focus on actually do the assignment with you and do review. And then I will ask you to do it yourself. So I will implement it on my computer, record it, you can view it, and for you to do what I do, that's a big step. That's beautiful. That's a big jump. Have a good one.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.